Super Bowl winning quarterback, got to another one, should have had it if they would have ran the ball. Nonetheless, has there ever been a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback that's been thrown out and just ridiculed like Russell Wilson after having to go through Nathaniel Hackett for a full year and then getting into another new offense last year, which he played well with Sean Payton? Nobody would believe it, but he played well. I've just never seen the public sentiment go so fast against a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback, and my guess is that's what people are going to say on this program on the text line. You start Justin Fields. And I'm looking at going, what has Justin Fields in his career done? What has Justin Fields done? I hate to break it to everybody. Russell Wilson played better than Justin Fields last year, even though nobody wants to admit it. And the Broncos beat the Bears. That's on top of it. Justin Fields has passed for 100 and 150 yards his last 2 times out. He ran it against the Raiders. That's fine. He's not playing like lights out. The Pittsburgh Steelers are one of the lowest passing teams in the NFL right now. Let's just take a look. 28th in passing yards per game. So I think it's a rush here to say, oh, this is Justin Fields. I mean, what would Mike Tomlin be doing? And just watch the reaction. He hasn't named a starter yet. But Justin Fields said himself today, press conference today, he said, I don't think I played good enough. If I'm being real with you, if I'm being real, I think if I did play well enough, there wouldn't be any sort of who should be playing, who should not. So I don't think I played good enough. You tell me your answer on the Nate Brown Show. Let's go to Twitter. You can follow the show and answer our question of the day there if you want. This is a good place. We monitor that. Follow us on Twitter at Nate Brown Show. Answer the question of the day. It's an easy one. I know, I'm out there on the limb. I'm out there on the Russell Wilson supporting limb. It's flimsy. I mean, you can't have too many people out there on the limb. It's going to break off. It's a small tree branch, very small tree branch of the Russell Wilson supporters left, and I'm still one of them. From his leadership to his character to his play, I think you should go to Russell. You should, because he's been the starter. That's why you brought him in. The team is not lighting it up on offense. I just told you, 28th in passing. Justin Fields is just right in front of Bo Nix. He's just right in front of Bo Nix. That's not great. I mean, honestly, I know Bo Nix. I've been watching those games tight. Okay, what's the answer? Let's see if I predicted it. See, I'm setting myself up. I walked into the trap. I predicted most of you would say Justin Fields should start. Let's go to the Twitter poll results. 75% so far, right here in the first few minutes of the program, 75% say Justin Fields. 25% go Russell Wilson. And it just fits my social experiment, my sports fan experiment. I knew it would happen, and I'm not telling you you're like crazy. I'm crazy. I fully understand. I'm just telling you nobody's been kicked to the curb quicker than Russell Wilson from his career. Nobody's been kicked to the curb quicker than Russ, one of the all-time great performers. And we've just kicked him out, and we now think he can't play because of the Nathaniel Hackett era in Denver, which was a total disaster. Did you know Russell Wilson was top 5 last year in the NFL in touchdown to interception ratio? Probably not. Touchdown to interception ratio, top 5. He was in the top 5 in touchdown passes when he was benched by Sean Payton at the end of the year when the Broncos gave up. They were out of the playoffs, so they just gave up. They didn't want him to get hurt, and they were going to ship him out of town. He was top 5 in touchdowns last year when he got benched at the end. Top 5. But nobody would know it. We just kill him. We just absolutely kill him. Let's go to the text line. 605-720-1067. Listener text. If you're going to get Russell involved, do it now. Going to need veteran leadership to move forward in the playoffs. Okay, so Listener text, I would start Justin Fields, no doubt. Another one, I got to go with Russell. Hey, thank you. We got one. Well, we got two, maybe. Russell Wilson, good is not good enough when you need to be great. Fields has just been good. So I would start Russell. All right. Listener text, let Russell cook. I've heard that one before. Let's ride. Yeah, let's put that out to pasture, Russ. That was a bad start. Let's see. Listener text, start Fields. End of story. No, I'm telling you, it's not the end of the story. The story is he's passed for 150 yards, under 150 yards the last 2 weeks. Why do you think Mike Tomlin's even thinking about this? Why do you think he's even thinking about it? A lot of people coming in. Listener text, Tomlin is genius. He's got everybody wondering, including the Jets. All right. Not bad. Start Fields, trade Russell to the Dolphins. Don't send Russell away yet. Don't send. I mean, Justin hasn't been that good. 28th in passing are the Steelers. 28th in passing in the league. So that's my take. Russell has gotten a bad rap. What a bad rap in Denver. And then they ship him out to Pittsburgh. The Broncos are paying his salary. He's the leader and the veteran you want. You've got to let Russell start because you got to see what's he going to be like. We know what Justin's like. You can always go back to Justin. You got to see what Russell's going to bring, and you got to do it right here, right now. You're 4-2, sitting good, home game, Sunday Night Football against the Jets. This is Russell's time. And he's gotten such a bad rap from Denver. We got everybody across the country and across South Dakota just absolutely kicking him to the curb. I've never seen anything like it. All right. Are you ready for this? I'm ready for this. High school football picks. We do it every Thursday. We're going to try anyway. We do it. We put it on Twitter a lot. We're going to try it on the show. It is Brown's Best and Kearney's Picks. It is our high school football picks. As far as I know, Matt Kearney, I don't think anybody else in the state does high school football score predictions as far as like laying them out before the game. I don't see it that much, right?
I believe we're the only ones in the state doing it.
Okay, so let's do this. We've got our season record. If you're just joining us across the state, we got our season record of high school football picks every Thursday, and where are we at?
We're both tied again at 30-10.
30-10, that's not bad. 30 picks right, 10 wrong. Let's go to the high school football slate. Brown's Best, Kearney's Picks. We'll start with Sioux Falls Jefferson taking the trip out to Rapid City Central. Cobblers got their first win finally over Washington. Can the Cobblers upset Jefferson? I don't see it. Jefferson's pretty darn good. I'm going to go 35-7, Sioux Falls Jefferson.
I'm with you on this one. Give me Jefferson over Rapid City Central, 42-7.
All right. Cobbler's going to try and compete. We'll see where that goes. How about this game in 11AA? Is this going to be a good one? Pierre is at home against Spearfish. 8-time champion Pierre. The Spartans look like the better team this year, Kearney. The Spartans look better. Can Pierre surprise everybody and say, hey, we're going to get in the mix here at the end of the year? I don't think so. I think Spearfish is a real team. They go to Pierre and win 27-14 Spartans.
You surprised me with that. Did you finally learn your lesson?
I did. I picked against Spearfish last time, and you picked them over Watertown.
Yeah, that's right. I'm going Spearfish. Give me Spearfish. I'm not going against my Spartans. I'm a 2010 graduate. I'm not going against my Spartans. Give me Spearfish 21, Pierre 14.
Okay, so you got it closer than I do. I'm gonna take the Spartans by a couple of touchdowns. Brown's Best, Kearney's Picks, our high school football picks on the Nate Brown Show, South Dakota Sports Talk Show. Let's go to 11B. Number 2 against number 3. Sioux Valley is number 2. Elk Point Jefferson, number 3. Elk Point Jefferson's got to go on the road to Sioux Valley. This is a good game. I think Sioux Valley's the real deal. I don't think they can take down Winter in 11B, but I think they can take down EPJ. Sioux Valley, 28-14.
So since 2020, Sioux Valley is 3-1 against Elk Point Jefferson. And of course, Elk Point Jefferson's only loss was to Winter, 18-8. It's going to be a good game, tight battle, but give me Sioux Valley over the Huskies this week, 30-20.
Brown's Best, Kearney's Picks, some great games. We told you, how about this 9-man game of the week? We always throw one 9-man game into our picks every week. 9AA. Number 2, Hamlin at number 3, Elkton Lake Benton. These are common opponents. I looked at the schedules. I haven't seen these two teams play. I'm looking at who they beat by how much, because they're both really, really good. I think Hamlin squeaks by. They go on the road. I'm going to go Hamlin. I think they're right at the top of 9AA. Hamlin over Elkton Lake Benton, 32-26.
So Hamlin, they're only allowing 3 points per game. Only
Youch.
3.
Ouch.
That is a stat that stood out to me. The both teams are undefeated. Elkton Lake Benton's number 2 in the seed points. Hamlin's number 3 compared to how the media's voting him. I'm going to go Hamlin, 32. Elkton Lake Benton, 30.
Okay, tight. So we both go Hamlin. We're on the same page across the board. Last game in Brown's Best, Kearney's Picks. It's the AAA Showdown at Brandon Valley tomorrow night. It's out there at Brandon Valley. Speaking of not giving up points, they've only given up 34 points all year. That's unbelievable. The defense for BV is going to show up. I'm going Brandon Valley. I guess in an upset, they're both undefeated. Brandon Valley's ranked number 2. Give me the Lynx. 20-14, tight tomorrow night.
Harrisburg scores 38 points per game compared to Brandon Valley. Well, actually, no, they're both tied. 38 points per game. Both Harrisburg and Brandon Valley, they score that many points. Harrisburg allows 8 points per game. Brandon Valley only allows 5 points per game. Since 2020, Harrisburg is 4-2 against the Lynx. I'm taking Harrisburg on this one.
You are.
I'm taking Harrisburg. Harrisburg 35, Brandon Valley 27.
High-scoring game. So you're telling me Harrisburg's going to score more points all year than all the other teams in one game?
Yes. I am.
See ya. I'll take Brandon Valley. Last one. We're throwing a new one in here. So we're going from football to football. It is the state soccer championships. How about this girls' state soccer matchup? We got to show some respect. It's in Yankton. AA soccer title match. Rapid City Stevens undefeated. Harrisburg undefeated. They haven't played, obviously, okay? This is the for everything. I think Stevens gets it done. Their defense has been really, really good. Rapid City Stevens girls win the state championship Saturday in Yankton. 1-0. 1-0.
So this is Stevens' third time in the state championship game. Their first appearance was back in 2018, and their last appearance was back in 2021, where they lost to Sioux Falls Roosevelt 2-1. This will be the time for the girls. Stevens, give me Rapid City Stevens 2, Harrisburg 1.
2-1. Okay, that's Stevens Harrisburg girls AA soccer title match. That's Saturday morning down in Yankton. It's going to be a fun one to watch. Brown's Best and Kearney's Picks in the books. A debut across the state on the Nate Brown Show. My last prediction. I got to give a Dakota marker prediction, but I'm going to make you wait. I got Mark Gronowski coming up, the quarterback of the Jacks. We got to see what he thinks on this. So I do have my Dakota marker prediction. SDSU at NDSU. Later in the program, we'll jump into the Big Ten and the Huskers with Husker Hall of Famer, 8-year NFL player Adam Carricker joins me live next.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
Look at all the pictures of the resort you'd stay in every year. All you need to do is pay reasonable maintenance fees once a year. With any contract that you're signing, read and understand everything. What happens if you cancel? Can you get out of this contract? If you feel pushed into signing the contract, you need to stop and take a step back. If you have questions, contact the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Hurry into Menards and stack up great savings on fiberglass insulation from Knauf. Did you know the attic is a home's #1 source of heat loss? Adding fiberglass insulation to your attic is an effective way to keep warm air in. A properly insulated home can save you up to 15% on your utility bills, all while increasing your family's comfort. Insulate now and save. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals.
Save big money at Menards.
Hi, folks. Kevin McPherson Auction Company. Today's online-only auction is for the Barb Tecklenburg Estate, Somerset, South Dakota. Real estate and personal property. Selling a beautiful, nearly new 3-bedroom home on one level with a 3-car garage and a well-manicured lawn. Also selling a complete lineup of furniture that's like new, collectibles, and a Polaris side-by-side. Here's a 2023 Lincoln Nautilus all-wheel drive. Auction begins to close at 6 p.m. For more auction details and to bid and buy, go to McPhersonAuction.com.
Be ready for winter driving in a pre-owned 4x4 truck or sport utility from Denny Mental Toyota. Shop a great selection of 4x4s and all-wheel drives, plus the area's best selection of used Toyotas and Toyota certified pre-owned. Get financing as low as 5.75% APR for up to 60 months on certified pre-owned. See Denny Mental Toyota or DennyMentalToyota.com. 1922 per 1,000 finance, regardless of down on select models with qualified credit, expires 11/4/24.
At Highmark Credit Union, we are big sports fans, and even bigger fans of our teachers. That's why we offer debit cards featuring our local high school mascots on the front. These cards are awesome, and every time you use your card, Highmark makes a donation to the school activity clubs. Highmark has donated over $5,000 locally to Rapid City and Douglas schools. So make the smart money move, show your school spirit, and open an account at Highmark. Visit highmarkfcu.com.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Chance for isolated showers tonight, otherwise overcast. Lows around 41. Winds out of the north 10 to 15 miles per hour. Cloudy skies expected again tomorrow. Chance for isolated rain showers. Daytime highs approaching 49. Slight chance for isolated showers. Tomorrow night, lows dip down to about 35. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Currently 61.
Building projects can be complex. The risks are great and time is money. Consolidated Construction of Rapid City simplifies the process by being your advocate, guiding you through funding, design, and construction. They manage the players and the schedule and marry the design to your budget so you get the most for your investment. They promise an energizing experience before, during, and after construction. It's not enough that you get a quality building. They pledge you'll experience quality every step of the way. Consolidated Construction. OneCallToBuild.com.
Your sports, your show. From East River to West River, this is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown Show.
Welcome back in. Thanks for being here and making this show possible. We appreciate it. Thursday edition of the program. It's always a great day in South Dakota. We know that. South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown Show live. Coming up, Mark Gronowski, South Dakota State quarterback. Every Thursday joins us exclusively here on The Nate Brown Show. It's called the QB segment, brought to you by Shenanigans out of Sioux Falls. Mark Gronowski live from Brookings. Huge Dakota marker matchup, number 1 against number 2 in the FCS Saturday night at the Fargo Dome. Mark Gronowski straight ahead from Brookings. Adam Carricker's on tonight. I appreciate his time. Great to have him. Husker Hall of Famer, 8-year NFL player. You can hear him on 93.7 The Ticket. Those guys do a great job out of Lincoln. 93.7 The Ticket. Carricker Chronicles. Find him on Twitter. Follow him at Adam Carricker 94. Adam, good to have you back on. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. I appreciate you having me.
Well, I appreciate your time, man. It's a big week for the Huskers. Let's start right there, and then I'll get you read kind of around the Big Ten. But I'm going to ask you this question, and, I want to know what you think as a former player, and you cover this Husker team close. When you look at Indiana and what they've done so far, are they the real deal? Like, is this a Big Ten top-tier team? Not Ohio State, Oregon, but are they the real deal?
When you just watch them, they look like it. They look really, really good, really cohesive. First-year head coach, a guy who's won 78% of his games throughout his 14-year career as a head coach. And you kind of wonder how this can happen so quickly. And then you realize, yes, they got 14 transfers that are starting, but they've got 9 from James Madison, where he just won 11 games with these guys a year ago. And then 2 of them came from Ohio, Curtis Rourke being the quarterback. And Ohio won 2 games each of the last 2 years. So you've got 11 starters from quote-unquote non-Power 4 schools, but at the same time, those guys have been winning 10, 11 games, so they come in with expectation of winning, a chip on their shoulder, and a history of success, and they're also familiar with each other to a degree at least, especially the James Madison guys. So they look awfully good, but their strength of schedule is 109th in the country right now. And when you look at their defense, which is a top 10 defense in the country statistically, they have only played one Power 4 offense that doesn't rank in the bottom 30 in America. So it's a prove-it game for Indiana. It's a prove-it game for Nebraska. Husker fans are dying for a ranked win. They haven't had one since 2016. They're dying to become bowl eligible. All those things can happen this Saturday. So it's a prove-it game for the Huskers. For Indiana, it's a prove-it game because they haven't played anybody. The best offense they played was Maryland, 43rd in the country as far as offensive stats, and they put up over 400 yards on Indiana. Maryland just couldn't stop Indiana. So for me, it's a prove-it game for both schools, and we're going to learn a lot more about both teams on Saturday. On film, Indiana sure looks really good and honestly really well coached, too.
Adam Carricker on tonight here on the Nate Brown Show, 8-year NFL player, Husker Hall of Famer. Hear him on 93.7 The Ticket out of Lincoln, Carricker Chronicles. So as a defensive guy, you give me your take on the Huskers' defense. It's strong. What do you think in this matchup against Indiana?
Well, the biggest thing is getting pressure on the quarterback. Their offensive line has the 6th best pressure rate as far as not allowing opposing teams to get to their quarterback, talking about Indiana's offensive line, matching up against Nebraska, who has 20 sacks and leads the Big Ten in sacks, and Ty Robinson, James Williams lead the Huskers in sacks with 4 apiece, and they both are tied for second in the Big Ten as well. I think that's the opponent for Nebraska's defense and Indiana's offense. Can Indiana protect Curtis Rourke, who is, I don't even know if he's gotten a dirt stain on his jersey yet this year. And Nebraska's been really good at getting after the quarterback. For Nebraska's offense, they got to be more consistent. They played 24 quarters of football, but only 13 that you can call good. They're just so inconsistent and up and down. They have so much talent, big offensive linemen. The biggest question mark coming into the season was the young quarterback.
Yeah.
He's probably better than Dylan Raiola. So we need some more consistency for 4 full quarters from the Huskers offense, particularly in the second half coaching adjustments. For Indiana's defense, hey, this is your chance to prove it. I mean, Nebraska's offense may be a little bit up and down, but they've got talent, they've got size, they've got highly recruited guys. This is your chance to prove it against an offense that has a lot of talent and ability.
You say the Huskers offensively inconsistent. We get it. What's missing from the offense? I feel like they just aren't running it, not big chunk plays. What's missing?
Well, for me, we're not able to run the ball as well. We're only averaging 3.9 yards per carry. A season ago, we were number 2 in the Big Ten, averaging almost 5 yards. And immediately what I get is, well, we had a running quarterback. And that is absolutely true. If you notice, I don't talk about running totals. I talk about the average or the yards per carry because we're running it 52% of the time, which is significantly less than last year. But when you're able to actually throw the ball, which we could not do last year, not very well, not effectively, our quarterbacks had a 3-to-1 or 2-to-1 interception to touchdown ratio, and we were only completing 52% of our passes. So everyone knew we were going to run, yet we still found a way to run. This year it's much less predictable, but we still aren't able to open the holes when we do run, even though defenses have to be much more balanced in how they defend us. So we got to be more physical up front. The other thing is I don't know what our offensive identity is. I know we have a head coach who wants to be physical. That's his history. That's his mindset. That's how he approaches things. I know we have an offensive coordinator who loves to throw the football. And I think there's a bit of an identity crisis within just who are we and what are we doing, and even within the run game. I'm not even sure what type of a run team we are because we start off the season running ISO and power versus UTEP, and there's been times we've done that this year, and then all of a sudden jet sweep becomes our best running play occasionally, and then now are we a zone running team? I'm not even sure who we are as a running team, let alone if we're a run or pass team. I'd like to just say we're balanced. It doesn't feel balanced to me. It feels like we're not sure what to do when we need the yards the most, and we're trying to figure that out.
What happens Saturday morning? How does this thing play out?
I have no clue, and that's the fun of college football. Trying to take a stab at it and try to take a guess. Here's what I see. I see if Nebraska, like Indiana, what they've done is phenomenal. Kurt Signetti is a really good football coach. Everywhere he goes, he wins. Just ask him or Google it. He wins. He'll let you know. But to me, I just have a hard time thinking that in just a matter of a few months that Kurt Signetti at Indiana can leapfrog Nebraska. They were 3-9 last year, Indiana. Already doubled their win total with 6-0 this year. But it's hard for me to envision them leapfrogging Nebraska and Matt Rule, who's been there in the middle of year 2. I'm going to go with Nebraska just because I believe we've got a little bit of a physical advantage as far as ability and skill and size on the O-line, but it's not big. It's minimal, like maybe 55-45 in our favor. But to me, I'm going to take Nebraska 28-24. I'm not uber confident in that pick. And it kind of comes down to this for me. If Nebraska plays clean football, we should win. If we don't, which we haven't done for 4 quarters yet this year, Indiana will.
One Big Ten question before I let you run Adam Carricker on tonight here on the Nate Brown Show. Who do you think's the best in the Big Ten after Oregon beat Ohio State?
Well, I'm going to talk out of both sides of my mouth here because I always go by what happens on the field. There's a guy who does a great job covering college football, Josh Pate, and every week he has these power ratings. He'll tell you they're not rankings, but they're power ratings. Who'd be favored on a neutral field in the future? And the week after Bama beat Georgia, he had Georgia in front of Bama. And he now has Ohio State still as his number 1 team in the country, even after last Saturday. That drives me bonkers. It really does. Like, what happens on the field has to matter. And I know it's about who'd be favored on a neutral field in the future. That's what his system is about. So I'm going to say Oregon because they won. Now, when those two teams probably play again the Big Ten championship game, am I going to pick Oregon or Ohio State? I'd pick Ohio State. So, again, I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth.
Yeah.
I would pick Ohio State to win that game, but right now I have to go by what happened on the field, and I have to stay Oregon.
Great to have him. Adam Carricker in tonight. Hope to get him again. 93.7 The Ticket. He's on out of Lincoln. The Carricker Chronicles, 8-year NFL player and Husker Hall of Famer. Adam, always great, man. Thanks for the time.
Yep, thanks for having me.
Appreciate you coming on. Adam Carricker tonight, South Dakota Sports Talk Show on the Nate Brown Show. Good stuff. One of the best Husker guys to follow at Adam Carricker94 on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, you got him there at Adam Carricker94. He takes the Huskers Saturday morning, 28-24. Not very confident, he says, but Huskers 28-24. What did I see? The Huskers, are they like 6.5-point dogs? Is that what it is? 6.5-point dogs somewhere there? I saw 6 now. Speaking of making picks, let's do that next. We get him every Thursday. Lee Sterling, one of the top handicappers in the country. He's out of Miami. He's with ParamountSports.com. He's going to pick the Husker game. Indiana favored by 6. We'll start with Lee Sterling next.
This is the Nate Brown.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. a gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds to share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one, so you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
October is Renewal by Anderson's United Against Cancer campaign, and when Renewal offered to pay for employees' radon testing and mitigation, several Renewal team members found radon in their homes. Deb was one of them, and she always wondered how she got breast cancer. Radon causes cancer. It's linked to Parkinson's, Alzheimer's. Radon is a killer.
People don't know about radon. They don't know what a killer it is, and they don't know how cheap it is to have it tested.
From all of us at Renewal by Anderson, please get a radon test now. It could save your life.
Nate Brown for Black Hills Community Bank. If you run your own company or you're looking to start a small business here in the Black Hills, you want to make sure you choose the right banking partner. And I know the right choice for business is Black Hills Community Bank. They have plenty of banking options to suit your specific needs. And Black Hills Community Bank is here to help business owners thrive and to make sure you have the support and tools to help your business grow. Just contact one of their business loan experts today or visit bhcbank.com. Member FDIC.
Hear every big play, every touchdown, and every win.
South Dakota State is the king of the FCS.
The Jackrabbits hit the road to face North Dakota State. Join us live this Saturday. Our coverage begins at 5, right here on your home for the defending national champion, South Dakota State Jackrabbits.
This is your home for the Jacks, Fox Sports Rapid City.
Hi, this is David Brenneman with Coldwell Banker Black Hills Legacy in Rapid City. With today's home values, right now could be a great time to sell your home. The Black Hills housing market is competitive, and I would love to help you get top dollar for your home. I have been selling real estate and attracting buyers in Rapid City for nearly 20 years. When it comes to buying or selling, experience matters. If you're thinking of selling your current home, let me put my expertise to work for you. Just Google David Brenneman, Coldwell Banker. List it, sell it, and move on. With me, David Brenneman, Coldwell Banker.
Get away from it all in the great outdoors for lasting family memories with a new or pre-owned RV from Dakota Discount RV. We make your RV experience fun and easy by providing you with a quality recreational vehicle, competitive pricing, and professional sales and service. Our large inventory of fifth-wheelers, travel trailers, toy haulers, and live-in horse trailers allows us to save our customers thousands of dollars compared to most dealers. Stop by and see us at Dakota Discount RV, 3330 East Mall Drive across from Cabela's and on JB Road, Blackhawk.
You're listening to The Nate Brown Show, also streaming right now on X. Follow us and watch the show live at Nate Brown Show.
Welcome back in. Glad you're here. South Dakota Sports Talk Show live. The Nate Brown Show. Coming up, Mark Gronowski live from Brookings. He'll be here on the program. South Dakota State quarterback. Huge week. Number 1, South Dakota State at number 2, North Dakota State. Dakota Marker Week. Saturday night on ESPN2. We've got the QB for the Jacks straight ahead. We'll get his read on the preparation in this rivalry coming up. Gronowski's on the way. Every Thursday on the program, let's get him. Lee Sterling. Now across South Dakota on Fox Sports Radio. Great handicapper. ParamountSports.com. Paramount Sports. Boy, what a slate this week, Lee. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, it is. If it's anything like the last couple of weeks, the big games each week, top 5 teams. We had that Georgia-Alabama game, which was sensational. And then the game last week where Oregon comes back and gets a win against Ohio State with that great game planning of adding the extra player on the field was remarkable. So if we see anything like that in Texas, Georgia, I think we're headed for a treat.
Okay, that's the big one, Saturday night. Let's just start there. Lee Sterling's on Paramount Sports. I'm going to go Texas, Georgia. Longhorns look like they're the real deal. They're favored by 4. How is this game going to break down?
So I made my number like 2 on this game. I think Texas has the most talent maybe in the country, but it's not just a matter of how talented you are. It's how you match up with your opponent and game plans and where you are in the season. And I'm just not sure yet how good Texas is. I mean, Texas did beat Michigan, but Michigan passing offense 131st in the country out of 134 teams. Oklahoma might be the worst Oklahoma team we've seen in a couple decades. The rest of the schools they played are pretty much directional schools. And Georgia, even though they haven't looked great of late, I think I know what their A game looks like. And we saw it against Clemson in a neutral site game where they won 34-3 to open the season. They held Clemson to 188 total yards, and since that time, Clemson has piled up between 405 and 712 yards here. I think also with their backs against the wall, Georgia's desperate. They lose this game, and they could be on the outside looking in as far as the college football playoff. So take nothing away from Texas. I think they're really good. I think they're catching Georgia at the wrong time. Georgia's been in big games last couple years, and they've already, like I said, played at Alabama, played Clemson. I think the wrong team's favorite. I like Georgia here outright, 30-24.
Going to go with the Dogs. Yep. Boy, this is a big matchup. They need it. Georgia needs it. You're going with Georgia. Wrong team favored.
Right.
Let's go Big Ten before we get to the Husker game. How about this one here? Michigan, Illinois. Michigan's still top 25, but they're not what they were. They're favored by 3 in this.
Yeah, Illinois could easily be 3-3. They could have lost last week that game. Could have lost the Nebraska game. One of the shakier 5-1 teams I've seen here. People always are pinning for Michigan, but now, I think the luster is off. I mean, I think after the way they've started this season, already with 2 losses to Texas at Washington, they're still 24-1 straight up in the Big Ten. And they're moving to Jack Tuttle at quarterback. Not much of a runner, but at least gives them some type of passing game. And Illinois is going to have to do without Caden Fagan, their top running back. They're 250-pound bruiser. So I think Michigan's defense, if you talk about the 4 units out there, I think that's the best unit. And I think Illinois can be induced into turning the ball over here. I like Michigan outright, 20-10.
20-10 and covering it. Low-scoring bout. You're going to go Wolverines to cover. Here's a game everybody's looking at. It's a big one. Nebraska, 5-1. Indiana, undefeated. Indiana's at home, favored by 6. I just had a former Husker on the show. He said, I'm taking Nebraska. He doesn't feel comfortable. What do you say?
So I think Indiana's good. I've been riding them. And I think the offense is special. But their offensive line has faced nothing like Nebraska. 3 conference games, 15 sacks, averaged 5 a game, 4, 5, and 6. And they dominated also in the Colorado game. I think the challenge is out there. I think bye week they're going to be ready to go. This Indiana team can score 42 and 41 against Maryland and Northwestern in conference here. But Matt Rule, as an underdog, first time this season with a 5-1 team, that gives me a lot of pause for playing a chalk favorite here. Team that has not been there before. Indiana's not used to this level of pressure here, and there's not that much home field advantage. You pour it on Indiana, you're up by 2 touchdowns, half the crowd goes to the frat parties at halftime. Another wrong team favorite. Nebraska wins straight up 27-20.
Wow. Husker fans love it. Lee Sterling's on ParamountSports.com. Find him on Twitter at Paramount Sports. Let's go to the NFL. Boy, Sunday afternoon. This is another good NFL slate here. Sunday afternoon, 49ers, Kansas City. 49ers are only favored by 1, so what are they telling us?
So, Kansas City's pretty darn good. I mean, this is a team that no coach has been better off of a bye, I think, maybe I've ever seen. Andy Reid, 21-3 regular season record off the bye. Kansas City also 13-3-1 when Mahomes is quarterbacking them since he came in as an underdog. Crazy. He's already in his 8th season, so it seems like it's just flown by here. But San Francisco is going to have to try to find a way to move the ball consistently. They had trouble in that Super Bowl game, and that was with their star running back. Now they're down the top 2 running backs and facing, Kansas City doesn't get as many turnovers as you would like with the number 1 rated defense. They just make you punt over and over again. They lock down on the best players, and I think Deebo Samuel's starting to, he's starting to really get beaten up here. I'm going to take Kansas City in their defense. I think that's the difference, 30-17. Yep.
Wow. Going Chiefs against the 49ers, and rather comfortably. Okay, I got to get your take on my Broncos. Denver, New Orleans tonight. Broncos are favored. New Orleans, no QB, no receivers. Can the Broncos do this?
I think that they can. And, with 2 rookie quarterbacks, I think Nick's is a little bit more experienced, and I think you've got a head coach that's motivated. I love playing coaches their first time back after they leave a franchise. So I think Sean Payton has a couple tricks up his sleeve here. And New Orleans without their top 2 receivers, and I think it just might be too much here. I know that Denver's secondary is banged up. Surtain probably not playing also. So
yeah,
I think it's a good situational play here for Denver. Not high scoring, so I'm going to take a different approach to this game here, Nate.
Okay.
Normally you lay the small points, but it's up to 3. Let's go Denver. Either you lay the 2.5, buy it down to 2.5, and play it -130, or go money line. Money line minus. I think that's the best play. Money line -145.
Okay, so you'd have a little, swallow a little juice there, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit of juice, and I could see him winning this game 16-10, 16-13.
All right, a barn burner tonight, Thursday night football. Lee Sterling, you guys give everybody a free play, and they're going to want this one. You got Vikings-Lions. That might be the game of the week, your free play.
Maybe one of the best we've ever given out. I have a real strong opinion on this Vikings and Lions game. You want to get it for free. Just be one of the first 10 callers. I normally only give it away to 5. I'm going to do it to 10 today. First 10 callers, call 800-400-9741. I'm going to give you the undefeated Vikings here against the surging Detroit Lions. First 10 callers, 800-400-9741. And last weekend we had the 5 for 55 both days. And what did we do? We went 4-1, and each day included a 40 to 50 unit max wager. So combined 8 and 2 on those package plays. You want to come on board? We call it Locktober. 2 weeks of games, just $197, and it will include a 40 to 50 unit max wager again this weekend, where we're 69 and 25 documented on those plays. So you want to come on board. 15 straight days of action works out to $13 a day, $197, just one place. ParamountSports.com.
ParamountSports.com. Lee Sterling, always great, man. Enjoy the week.
You too, Nate. Take care.
See ya. Lee Sterling on tonight. Hit him 800-400-9741. That's the number if you want it. He's going to take 10 here on South Dakota Sports Talk Show. 10 callers. You got to be quick there. So he's going to get off the line and get to you if you want in. First 10 callers, he'll give you the Vikings-Lions, which way he's going there. Vikes favored by 2. First 10 callers, 800-400-9741. 800-400-9741. Get your free play from Lee Sterling, Paramount Sports. I'm going to give you my play for the Dakota marker. I'll give you the score for Saturday night, South Dakota State, North Dakota State. My take next.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one. So you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
October is Renewal by Anderson's United Against Cancer campaign, and when Renewal offered to pay for employees' radon testing and mitigation, several Renewal team members found radon in their homes. Deb was one of them, and she always wondered how she got breast cancer. Radon causes cancer. It's linked to Parkinson's, Alzheimer's. Radon is a killer.
People don't know about radon. They don't know what a killer it is, and they don't know how cheap it is to have it tested.
From all of us at Renewal by Anderson, please get a radon test now. It could save your life.
Things are reaching their peak at Spearfish GMC. Discounts up to $84.50 on remaining 2024 Sierra 1500 models. And well-qualified buyers get 3.9% APR for 48 months on HD Sierras, plus $1,000 cash back on select models. Check out exceptional lease offers on the all-new Hummer EV2X. See Spearfish GMC online at spearfishmotors.com.
Football is on, and your place for all the action is at the BetMGM Sportsbook in Tin Lizzie Gaming Resort.
And he's got a touchdown!
Don't miss a second of your favorite matchups with wall-to-wall television arrays and personalized audio technology.
Touchdown, Denver!
Now offering live betting so you can keep your luck rolling while the game is still going. Grab a lounge chair or pull up to a table and order off a full menu of food and drinks from Patty O'Neill's. BetMGM at Tin Lizzie is the #1 sportsbook in Deadwood, where it's always game on.
If you're in the market for a vehicle right now, you probably have noticed it's sometimes hard to find the right one. That's where Summit Automotive Group steps in. Stacy and Matt and their staff working hard to get a great selection of pre-owned vehicles at affordable prices. At Summit Automotive, they have a different outlook on selling you a vehicle. You'll experience stress-free shopping, friendly, honest service with no high-pressure sales gimmicks. Before you buy, drop by East Highway 44, summitautogrp.com.
The doctors and staff at Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center have provided expert bone, joint, and muscle care to patients in the Black Hills area since 1976. Whether you're an elite athlete, a weekend warrior, or just want to continue your active lifestyle, the orthopedic experts at Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center will help you stay in the game. Don't let an injury keep you from doing the things you love. Trust the team at Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, specializing in what moves you. Learn more at bhosc.com.
This is The Nate Brown Show, also streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe to The Nate Brown Show on YouTube.
Welcome back in. Your sports, your show, The Nate Brown Show, South Dakota Sports Talk Show. Hang tight, second hour, ready to roll. We call it Thursday Happy Hour with our guest host, Rob Kegron, all hour. He's live in studio. Great host, and good to have him in. Had a national radio show, satellite radio, and we always shoot it around. A lot of NFL topics tonight with Rob Kegron coming in. Thursday Happy Hour straight ahead. You know what we got to do right now, right? We haven't made our prediction. I've got Mark Gronowski coming up next, so hang on for the South Dakota State QB. It is the exclusive every Thursday here on the show. You'll hear from Mark Gronowski. We do about 10, 12 minutes with him, break a lot of stuff down, and it's called the QB segment, brought to you by Shenanigans out of Sioux Falls. Mark Gronowski live straight ahead talking Dakota marker coming up. So I got to make my Dakota marker prediction. Now, I've watched this SDSU-NDSU game over the past few years. Felt very confident with it. It feels like the Jacks have been a cut above NDSU. It just has. This year it feels closer. Jacks lost a lot of skill talent. I mean, they just did. I feel like this one's closer, and you got to go to the Fargo Dome. NDSU's been raring and ready. They want to get this thing back. I think it's really tight. The market in Vegas says it's Jacks by 2.5. I will take that Dakota marker prediction. It's a tight one. It's a back and forth. It's just a really good game Saturday night. South Dakota State gets a field goal. Book it, 24-21. 24-21. 30-21. Jacks by 3, just barely on the road at NDSU. Mark Gronowski, let's get his read on the week of preparation and this matchup. The last he'll be playing in this one. Mark Gronowski, the QB for the Jacks, joins us live next.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
At Fleet Farm, we know every opening day doesn't begin and end with us. But if it did, we've got you covered. Everyday hunting gear from Winchester, Remington, and Bear. Everyday fishing gear from Daiwa, St. Croix, and Rapala. Everyday yard cleanup from Scott's, Fiskars, and AgriFab. Whatever makes your day, we're right there with you. At Fleet Farm, we've got everything you need for everyday life.
Are you thinking about starting or expanding a business? At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our dedicated business lending team focuses on understanding our members' unique needs and truly wants to help them succeed. From the loans to get your business off the ground to the accounts to keep it running, we offer unique products with your business's best interest in mind. Learn more at bhfcu.com or text or call 605-718-1818. BHFCU is a member-owned, not-for-profit.
Rapid City, get ready for the most adrenaline-pumping event of the year. Ultimate Derby presents the Gold Rush Nationals live from Summit Arena October 29th through November 2nd. Drivers from across North America and Canada are converging to compete for the National Championship of Demolition Derby. Witness 4 days of chaos and destruction as these daredevils put their cars to the limit. Tickets are on sale now at themonument.live. Gold Rush Nationals, where destruction meets destiny.
Hi, folks. Kevin McPherson Auction Company. Today's online-only auction is for the Barb Tecklenburg Estate, Somerset, South Dakota. Real estate and personal property. Selling a beautiful, nearly new 3-bedroom home on one level with a 3-car garage and a well-manicured lawn. Also selling a complete lineup of furniture that's like new, collectibles, and a Polaris side-by-side. Here's a 2023 Lincoln Nautilus all-wheel drive. Auction begins to close at 6 p.m. For more auction details and to bid and buy, go to McPhersonAuction.com.
South Dakota State basketball is coming to Rapid City. On Thursday, November 14th, head coach Eric Henderson and the defending Summit League champions will be at the Monument for a clash with the Bears of Northern Colorado. And you can feel the excitement of Division I basketball in person. Tickets are available at the Blue Peak ticket office or online at themonument.live. Don't miss your chance to check out South Dakota State men's basketball as the Jacks face Northern Colorado Thursday, November 14th at the Monument.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City, the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
October is Renewal by Anderson's United Against Cancer campaign, and all of us at Renewal urge you to get your home tested for radon now. When Renewal's owner offered to pay for radon testing and mitigation if radon was found in our homes, several Renewal by Anderson team members found dangerously high levels of radon in their homes. This colorless, odorless gas is a killer. After smoking, radon is the #1 cause of lung cancer. The EPA estimates that radon causes 21,000 lung cancer deaths each year. Radon may also be linked to breast and other cancers, Parkinson's, dementia. Testing for radon is simple. Home tests cost under $20. Professional testing may be a couple of $100, and if you have radon, it's easy to get rid of with a relatively inexpensive system that blows that radon out of a vent. From all of us at your local Renewal by Anderson, please invest in your family's safety today. Get a radon test today. There could be an invisible killer in your home right now.
This is the Nate Brown Show. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
Welcome back in. Second hour of the program. It's always a great day in South Dakota. Yes, thanks for being here. South Dakota Sports Talk Show Live. The Nate Brown Show. Glad to have you on board. What a fun week, man. This is Dakota Marker Week, and this is SDSU at NDSU. It's time for the QB. Mark Gronowski has joined us all season long and now across the state on Fox Sports Sioux Falls, on Fox Sports Rapid City. Here we go with the QB, brought to you by Shenanigans right there in Sioux Falls, the best sports bar where you can watch the Jacks all season long. It is Fargo Dome, Saturday night, nationally televised. Here we go. Mark Gronowski's on live from Brookings, a week of preparation getting set for the matchup. Mark, good to have you back. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Doing good, man. What's it feel like this week? Number 1 against number 2. This is why you put in all that work, the summer, the whole career of yours, a week like this. What's it feel like leading up to it?
This is almost like a dream come true. Every kid dreams of playing a 1-versus-2 matchup at some point in their career. It's going to be a really loud atmosphere. It's going to be a lot of fun, and there's no other position that we'd rather be in right now.
All right, so let's go to this surge that you guys have been on offensively. I've looked at it the last couple of weeks. I'm going, hey, guys are scoring 40 points. How do you feel about your offense? Because it's not like you have to throw it all over the place either. You've had some nice games, but, boy, the ground game's really been working. How do you feel about the offense right now?
I feel really good about it. Our offensive line is playing really, really well, playing at a really high level. They're really starting to finally all mesh together. Our running backs, Chase Mason, they're all playing amazing running the football, really seeing things well, and I think our pass game is coming along as well too. We've been putting a lot of work outside of practice. I know I've mentioned this in previous weeks, but just getting extra working with the receivers, spending time with them outside of football, just to build that trust. And I feel like those things are really starting to connect and show on the field. And I feel like our offense still has room to improve. Obviously, I think we can be even that much better and be a little bit more dominant when we're out in the field. And I'm really happy about where we're at right now.
Okay, 63 points against Youngstown State. You started that game with a kickoff return for a TD, 99 yards. When you're on the sideline getting ready to take the field and then it goes to the house, what are you thinking?
Oh, it's one of the best feelings because we start up the game 7-0 and we want to defer when we have the opportunity to, and we're flipping the coin toss, so we'll put our defense out on the field first. But when we have our offense out there, our goal is to score first, and our offense didn't even have to go out there. Angel made an awesome play. Guys made some great blocks out there, and then we had our defense out there first, basically, and we were up 7-0. So there's no better way to start off a game.
I'll tell you, you blasted UNI 41-3. Now Youngstown State 63-13. So when you look at this rivalry, let's just talk about the rivalry with NDSU. How big is this in the locker room on the campus?
It's huge. The entire town talks about it. Shoot, they were talking about it last week, and even on Twitter you can see people talking about it, even when we had another game before that. And everyone's really excited to play this game. There's a lot of new guys that are ready to go to the Fargo Dome for the first time and ready to experience that atmosphere. And we've been trying to win that rock every single year. And the past couple of years, we've been very, very blessed to keep winning those games. And these are always tough games. They always come down to the wire every single year. And we just got to continue to do what we do, and hopefully we come out on top.
Okay, so a couple of the North Dakota State players were asked about the rivalry too, Mark, and they said, we've had enough of it. Lewis and SDSU, we've had enough of it. We want to be on the team that goes and takes the damn rock. What do you say?
Oh, yeah. I saw all those clips. Everyone's kind of seen them on our team, and we like to hear that. We like to hear that they have the edge, that they're trying to bring that edge and bring the competitiveness to the game. But we're going to continue to have the edge that we've had over the past 5 years when we've played them, and continue to play our style of football. And that's just physicality, and continue to play our way, and we should come out on top.
Mark Gronowski on the QB segment, brought to you by Shenanigans out of Sioux Falls. SDSU quarterback ahead of the Dakota marker. It's number 1 against number 2. How about yourself when you look at it and say, all right, this is a nationally televised game. That stuff can't really creep in. You just want to play. But is this a chance for you to highlight this program and your play?
Oh, yeah. It's a great opportunity for the program to be on a national stage like this. And if we continue to show out how we've been, and the Jackrabbit brand has been put on the map in these past couple of years. And I'd like to say that's part of the football team, but it's also part of the other sports here at SDSU. And this is just another opportunity for SDSU to keep growing and It's been crazy. The student population, the buzz around town has grown since I've been here as a freshman, and what an opportunity we have in front of. It's going to be in front of 20,000 fans, and then hopefully hundreds of thousands of fans on national TV. So we're really excited for the opportunity.
Is the Fargo Dome a tough place?
It is, and I've played there twice already. My freshman year, it was still very loud, but there was COVID, so it wasn't 100% capacity. And the last time we were there, we had some struggles in the first half a little bit offensively, having a couple false starts, but we were able to negate those in the second half and get back to it, which was really good for us. But it's a loud atmosphere, and it's really fun to quiet them up there. Okay,
I talked about you and your play. I looked at the other quarterback, Cam Miller. When you look at your counterpart over there, what do you see? You guys have, Cam Miller gets some attention. You're the Walter Payton Award winner. What do you think of his play?
He's a great player, and he always makes the right decisions when he's out on the field. And it's always really fun playing against him. And Adam Bach went to high school with him.
Yeah.
My former roommate, who was a wide receiver here, he's now at USC, but A.J. Coons was his wide receiver. So I got to hear a lot about Cam just from those guys. And what I've heard is that he's a pretty good guy, and he loves the game of football as well, and it's always fun playing against another great quarterback and competing against him.
Do you have a chip on your shoulder at all, Mark, after winning the Walter Payton Award? Now, I'm hearing a couple of people saying, well, Gronowski's having a pretty good year. Do you have a chip on the shoulder for this game?
I do, and I always kind of hear back about just like our past game this year has not been as good as it is in the past. And, we're working on it. We're trying to get the best out of it as we can right now. And all of us, all our receivers, our offense is playing with a chip on their shoulder, trying to show that we don't want to compare ourselves to last year's offense. This is a new team, but we want to be better than that offense. And that's a hard thing to do, and we're going to continue to strive for those goals. Then also just playing NDSU and playing any other team in the Valley, they've kind of looked over me. They've looked over a lot of other players on our team. So just kind of being able to play those teams and kind of get back at them and kind of say to them, like, hey, you guys missed out, and this is what you're missing out on. So,
is SDSU now the team here? NDSU used to be the FCS team. Is SDSU, have you guys set the table?
Yeah, and I feel like we have set the table the past couple of years, and we're building a dynasty here at SDSU, and it's been really cool to see over these past couple of years. I've been here, and it's been set up by the guys before us, and it's taken a long time. We didn't beat the Bison for a long time in the 2010s, even 2000s, and it's great to finally get back on top, and we're going to continue to try and hold on to what we got here.
All right, last one, Mark Gronowski, South Dakota State quarterback. You want to win it. It's a rivalry. You want to keep this going. This could be for you guys have a tough schedule down the road, too. You got to have games like this to have a number one seed. How important is that playoffs-wise? I know you got to go week by week, but how important has that number one seed been to you?
It's huge, and you've seen it the past 3 times. We've gone down to Frisco, and we've had the number one seed, and basically forcing Frisco goes through Brookings, South Dakota, and it's a hard place to play up here. So winning this game is going to be really important and as part of our road to get there, but we still have a lot of other games that we got to worry about before that comes around.
Saturday night, ESPN2, number 1 against number 2. It's South Dakota State at NDSU and the Jacks QB, Mark Gronowski. Always good to have you, man. Good luck. We'll be watching. Should be a lot of fun.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. I'm excited.
Appreciate your time. Mark Gronowski here on the Nate Brown Show every Thursday. It's called The QB, brought to you by Shenanigans out of Sioux Falls. They bring you Mark Gronowski. Appreciate that partnership, getting plugged in with the Jacks from the South Dakota State QB. Boy, it's going to be fun Saturday night. The Dakota Marker, full display, number 1 against number 2, Saturday night on ESPN2 from the Fargo Dome. All right, if you have not texted in, we're running out of time. We got about 45 minutes left of this week's shows. Okay, we go Monday through Thursday here on the Nate Brown Show. Save that Friday for high school football coverage and the local sports across the state. So tonight, we'll take more entries for the $100 gift card to the Firehouse Skybox for Rapid City and $100 gift card to Shenanigans for Sioux Falls. What does that mean? We've taken entries all week long. just to kick off the show for a little East River, West River competition. Tell us where you're listening to the program from. So if you want to enter, we'll pull out the winners. One Sioux Falls listener, one Rapid City listener. We'll pull out the winners tonight off the text line. How you enter? 605-720-1067. The Barron's Wilson listener text line directly into the program. Tell us where you're listening to the show from. You could win the $100 gift card to Shenanigans in Sioux Falls or the $100 gift card to the Firehouse Skybox here in Rapid City. 605-720-1067. Text us where you're listening from. Appreciate you being a part of the show. You know who's in next? You're going to get your first taste of Rob Kegron, our guest host. We call it Thursday Happy Hour, and Rob's in a full 45 minutes on the way.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
Could there be a better name? Auto Value Parts Stores. They aren't just about air fresheners or fuzzy dice. Auto Value Parts Stores are all about parts, auto parts, and advice. Pros who know auto parts with tons of tips when you need them the most. You want real value? Don't go to a place with a cute name. Go to Auto Value. Could there be a better name? I didn't think so. Your Auto Value Parts Store. We've got the parts, we've got the smarts.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
At Ace, your backyard is right in our backyard. So when you need to feed your grass, remove the weeds, or wrangle those leaves, go to the best place that delivers on top brands like Ego, Toro, and Steel. No warehouse store can match the convenience of your locally owned neighborhood Ace. So stop on by. You can also order online for curbside pickup or get what you need delivered. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their lawn care. At participating stores.
Riding season rolls on, and Black Hills Harley-Davidson is here to put you in the seat of a new Harley-Davidson. For a limited time, buy select 2024 models and use your good credit to put zero down and get rates as low as 3.99%. Looking for pre-owned? We have over 200 pre-owned in stock, with many priced under 10 grand. This week, you can buy an 01 Ultra or an 02 Road King, your choice, just $49.95. Start your Saturday at Black Hills Harley-Davidson. This Saturday, we'll have biscuits and gravy and a special morning happy hour starting at 9 a.m. Come shop Black Hills Harley-Davidson in Rapid City.
Hey sports fans, it's Rob from the Firehouse Skybox, inviting you to make us your home for the NFL this season. We really wanted Rapid City to have a premier sports bar with great service and great food, and that's why we started the Skybox. We have 35 big screens, we'll show every NFL game all season long. Plus we'll have great specials for you to join us on Monday nights, Thursday nights, and all day, of course, on Sunday. The Skybox has the best food and the best experience for NFL football. Check us out on game days, and we look forward to serving you at the Skybox above the Firehouse in downtown Rapid City.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Chance for isolated showers tonight, otherwise overcast. Lows around 41. Winds out of the north 10 to 15 miles per hour. Cloudy skies expected again tomorrow. Chance for isolated rain showers. Daytime highs approaching 49. Slight chance for isolated showers tomorrow night. Lows dip down to about 35. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Currently 61.
Score huge savings during Pump's Fall Tire Blitz. Through October 31st, get $80 off instantly on select Michelin tires, up to $180 in rebates on Firestone, up to $190 in rebates on Bridgestone, up to $200 in rebates on Hankook, or up to $265 in rebates on Goodyear. Make your winning drive to Pump's and score up to $265 in savings. Hurry, the Fall Tire Blitz ends October 31st. See store for details or visit us at pompstire.com. Pumps, we know tires and service. You should know Pumps.
We're all going somewhere. Going higher, faster, farther. Going in new directions, to new places. At Monument Health, we keep going so you can keep going. We're dedicated to advanced orthopedic care with the latest innovations, technology, expertise, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner. Learn more at monument.health/orthopedics.
Live callers, big-time interviews, and breaking sports news. This is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown Show.
Welcome back in, Thursday edition. It is Thursday Happy Hour. What is that? People are wondering, what is that? Well, you know what Thursday Happy Hour is. We're almost to the weekend. The Nate Brown Show, South Dakota Sports Talk Show, Thursday Happy Hour. We invite in Rob Kegron. Rob, I'm telling you, so we're on Fox Sports Rapid City. We're on Fox Sports Sioux Falls statewide, but I've been telling everybody my story in South Dakota over almost 25 years now. Your story, you've been in South Dakota for a while now. But, I mean, I told everybody, you're like this bigwig. You had a national radio show and everything.
I mean, I don't know if I consider myself a bigwig. Maybe in my heyday I was. Sometimes I feel like a bigwig.
This is your heyday. Don't forget that.
You make me feel like a bigwig, that's for sure. But, yeah, I did have a national show on Sirius XM for a number of years, dating back almost now 10 years ago, and been on a lot of other shows even over the past 10 years, and love talking about sports, love connecting with listeners. Now, I mean, I must say, you told me about this potential move, a while back in terms of going to Sioux Falls and being statewide. And then, of course, over the last month, as you were kind of preparing for it to happen and then announcing it. And I'm excited. Like, it is really, really big to be across the whole state and to have one show where sports fans across this great state can come to, listen to, have a chance to debate. I am beyond excited, and to be a little part of it, I'm really happy.
You're going to get to know Rob Kegron. Believe me, we'll have some fun. Thursday happy hour ready to go, brought to you by the Firehouse Skybox downtown Rapid City. By the way, I have been throwing out this option. I'll do it one more time. The Skybox has given us a $100 gift card for a Rapid City listener texting in, hey, we're listening to the Nate Brown Show from Rapid City to the Black Hills, wherever you're at, just text us. And you're in Sioux Falls. Shenanigans has teamed up with us out there, great sports bar out there, for a $100 gift card from a Sioux Falls listener. So text line to be a part of the show is 605-720-1067. So that's twofold. You get to know the number, how you can text and be a part of the conversation. You get to win a gift card at the end of the show tonight. $100 to the Skybox Rapid City listeners, $100 to Shenanigans Sioux Falls listeners. So text us there and tell us where you listen to the show from. People have been checking in all week long. This is the night we'll give it away. One more chance for you, 605-720-1067. Okay. Let's get to the game of the week, I think. And maybe it's Chiefs 49ers. That's a good one. But this one, Sunday morning, is really, really good. Vikings, Lions, NFC North. Whoever wins going to have a leg up. This NFC North division is the best. The point differential, I was looking at the stat, Rob. All four teams have the best point differential in the NFL. The four teams in the NFC North. Even the Bears.
Yep.
Even the Bears. So I'm going to ask you, who has the edge, the Vikings or the Lions? That's where we'll start.
It's a complicated question, and you had mentioned that this might be something we talk about today. And as I was thinking about it this afternoon, who do I think has the edge on the division? Let me think. Was where my brain went first, right? And I actually think, despite what I think about the team, I think the edge goes to the Vikings, right? I think the Vikings are in prime position for that division. Why do I say that? Well, obviously they have 0 losses, but their schedule is significantly easier than the Lions' schedule the rest of the way to the end of the season. And so I think just by nature of that, and particularly because the Vikings, obviously, what were they at the end of last season? 3rd place, so they have a 3rd place schedule. They have a few easier games built in there than the Lions do, obviously, who had won the division last year. So I think the Vikings have a slight bit of an edge. But then my mind went even a little further, and I said, who really has the edge, though? The Lions are a better team.
They are?
Even without Hutchinson, the Lions are a better team top to bottom. I'm not saying, obviously, we can find some positions where the Vikings have an edge. I mean,
how many yards is Jared Goff going to have Sunday? How many yards is your boy Jared Goff going to have against the Vikings defense?
260.
260 and a couple of touchdowns?
260, a couple. The touchdowns is always a little tricky because, Montgomery, obviously could score towards the goal line there in red zone situations.
So the Lions
I would say at least 1 or 2.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah. I don't think the Lions...
Oh, yeah.
I think there's very few teams the Lions don't score or won't score on. I would say, I think the Lions are probably good for 24 points in this game, 27 points.
Wow.
I don't think they're going to... I don't think there's a blowout in this game on either side. I don't think this is Lions. Let's just say it like this. I don't think the Lions are going to replicate what they did in Big D at Jerry World last week, right? They're not going to go in there and score 40 points.
But 24. You got them at 24 in Minnesota. against one of the top defenses in the league.
Yeah, because I think 24 is not a number that's so... I mean, it's 3 touchdowns and a field goal. There are a lot of ways to get to that number of 24. And I just think top to bottom, the roster is better for Detroit than it is for Minnesota. And I've been a bit of a downer on Minnesota.
You have been. I mean, I don't want to kill everybody across the state here, which people love the Vikings. You are not a believer yet in the Vikings. You still aren't.
I'm not a believer because I'm not a believer in the quarterback, right? Sam Darnold, the last time we saw him play was in London against the New York Jets, and he was good in the first half, and then he was entirely average or below average in the second half. They did not. If we're being fair, the Vikings did nothing. The only time he did something really well in that second half was when he kind of ran the ball a whole lot. A 7-minute drive, got him a field goal, got him a little bit extra cushion, which is big and it's important. And when you're a good quarterback, you need to find ways to keep drives going. But I'm not a believer that. Okay, number one, he's not better than Jared Goff. We can say that for sure.
Well, I will tell you who is better coach, and that's Kevin O'Connell. Dan Campbell's a great cheerleader, a great motivator, a great guy on that side. He doesn't know what's happening on the X's and O's. Kevin O'Connell's going to win that battle, and Aaron Jones has been the question mark. Aaron Jones was hurt. That was a killer. That's a killer for the Vikings. So I don't love Aaron Jones being hurt. TJ Hawkinson's been iffy. So let's give Sam a little bit of a break here. He's beaten the 49ers. He's beaten the Texans badly.
Yep.
And you're saying they're going to lose. Vikings are favored by 2. I get the feeling you're saying they're going to lose.
Well, as you know, and the audience, at least now across the state, may not know this. I love putting a couple extra shekels or bucks.
Some cabbage.
Yep.
Some cabbage.
I like putting some money on the games, and this one screams to me. You know where I'm going.
What?
Detroit money line.
It screams to you. In Minnesota, you know they're going to be juiced up and ready for this.
Yeah, and the one point I definitely agree with you on is O'Connell is a better X's and O guy, and he's a better in-game manager in a football game. Dan Campbell, I can give you chapter and verse of how many bonehead decisions he makes because he tries to be that rah-rah guy, and I'm going to motivate my guys. Well, how about you make the sound decision this time instead of just trying to cheer your team on? So I give you that. I just think top to bottom talent-wise that they are better. And I think Minnesota is eventually going to come back down to earth. I still think they have an edge in the division because of their schedule, but they'll come back down to earth, and I think it starts this week.
No, I'm going Vikings. You know this, and I'm feeling confident with it. At Minnesota, they haven't played their best the last game out. They'll come back from that. Bye week here. We're overlooking that. They had the bye week. They're in good shape. Take the Vikes. You're going Detroit. The Vikings are going to go 6-0, and you're going to be coming back next week wondering what happened.
I've been doing that a lot lately.
Jared Goff's going to be on skates back there. You think Jared's good. I think he's average. He's average. You think he's good. I think he's average.
He's significantly above average. Significantly.
Let me see if you have an answer for this next one. Rob Kagron in studio. It is happy hour on the Nate Brown Show, South Dakota Sports Talk Show. Do we think the New York Jets will save their season? Rob's been hot and heavy on the Jets. It's been a long 6 weeks. Can they save their season? We'll discuss next.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one, so you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
October is Renewal by Anderson's United Against Cancer campaign, and when Renewal offered to pay for employees' radon testing and mitigation, several Renewal team members found radon in their homes. Deb was one of them, and she always wondered how she got breast cancer. Radon causes cancer. It's linked to Parkinson's, Alzheimer's. Radon is a killer.
People don't know about radon. They don't know what a killer it is, and they don't know how cheap it is to have it tested.
From all of us at Renewal by Anderson, please get a radon test now. It could save your life.
Whether you run the race, make the catch, cast a line, pitch a tent, or just look good doing it, Shields Rapid City has your gear. From athletic clothing from your favorite team, cold weather gear to keep you warm, to the best camping selection this side of the Black Hills, and the most stylish and functional women's outerwear and footwear, Shields has the widest selection of the best brands in the business. So when you're ready to get out, get in the game, or get going, get to Shields. Shields, we're right there with you at Rushmore Crossing in Rapid City.
Hi, it's Nate Brown for WeatherTight Exteriors in Rapid City. I got to tell you, I just worked with WeatherTight on replacing the roof at my house, and the process was seamless working with this great local company. They were an outstanding advocate helping us get things in place. I believe in the work that they do, but not just me. They've been voted Best of the Black Hills 5 years in a row. When the time comes to replace your roof, siding, even windows, WeatherTight is the local company you can count on. Remember, weathertight.com.
Chatting with Brian at Anytime Auto Sales. Seasons change, and here we are again.
And as always, we're here to help with all your winter automotive needs. From oil changes featuring mobile brand lubricants, to electrical issues, to under-the-hood repairs, and we'll do them all at an affordable price.
What about brakes, tires, and batteries?
Absolutely. With over 30 brand name tires, we have deals as good as anywhere. 10% off all Duralast Pro Power Ultra batteries. And flat out, the best brake deal around at just $329 per axle for most vehicles. Now that's new pads, rotors, labor, and a lifetime warranty.
Fantastic. And if people need financing?
We offer the AutoPass card, which saves a lot of people who need some help with their repairs. You can get an answer in minutes right from our homepage at anytimeanytime.com. Just click the AutoPass Apply Now button.
Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail. Simply the place to trust. Your AAA and ASC certified repair specialist. See anytimeanytime.com. And of course at the corner of Highway 79 and East Minnesota.
Anytime Auto Sales.
From high school to college to the pros, from Rapid City to Sioux Falls, the Nate Brown Show is South Dakota's sports talk show.
Hey, thanks for being here. Thanks for making this show possible. We appreciate it. Couldn't do it without the listeners. South Dakota Sports Talk Show driven by Spearfish Motors, your home for the new 2024 GMCs and Cadillacs. Take a look right now, spearfishmotors.com, locally owned. Spearfishmotors.com. Start there. Rob Kagron's in studio on the Nate Brown Show Thursday happy hour. Hope everybody's having a good happy hour out there. So I got a little, segment here that I've done with Rob. I think we've done this maybe every week for, the past month, trying to determine, Aaron Rodgers, is he going to be the man? Is he going to be great? He gets, the coach gets fired, and then they lose again. And I asked you last week, what's going to happen now? Well, it turns out he's going to get rid of a receiver, and he throws under the bus, and he's going to bring in Devontae Adams. I mean, can you believe what's going on with the New York Jets? You're from New York, and I want to tell everybody, he's a Giants fan, but I feel a little bit of Jets bleed out of you. I feel it bleed out.
Only because my money is bleeding right now from all of the money that I put down on the Jets this year.
You said they were going to be great, so you laid some money on them. Can they save this thing? 2-4 now.
I want to say yes, and the only reason I'm saying yes is their schedule will permit it, right? Their schedule is not that difficult the rest of the way. And they have a tough game this upcoming Sunday night. Going into Pittsburgh is a tough place to play, although I think they get an advantage because it sure looks like your buddy, your pal, you're a huge fan of that.
Let's go.
Danger Russ.
Let's go.
Let Russ cook.
I hope he starts. You better hope. I hope he starts.
I think he's going to start, and I think he's going to be a little rusty, and I think that's going to help the Jets. If I were the Jets, I probably would rather see Russell Wilson than Justin Fields. The Jets have had a real hard time against running games. I mean, the Buffalo on Monday night just ran up and down the field on them, and they've had a bunch of those kind of games. I think they can salvage it, but if you don't win on Sunday, if you go to 2-5,
I don't know that there's a way to come back from that, even with an easy schedule. And they really do have an easy schedule for the most part the rest of the way in. But and you and I got into a little Twitter spat the other night.
That's right.
Because you were really, and you like beating up on Aaron Rodgers. So the audience should know that. You were not a fan of Aaron Rodgers.
That's right. I admit that.
You know, you talk about shenanigans, that great restaurant and bar. You don't like his shenanigans. You don't like what he gets up to.
No.
And you certainly don't like
Bad
the way.
Teammate.
Yeah, you don't like what he said at the end of the game on Monday night. And
I was wrong.
But he was not the reason why they lost on Monday night. In fact, he played pretty well. If you watched every play of that game, he threw the ball fairly accurately, and he was getting chased around like crazy. The offensive line was a sieve. What were the problems with the Jets on Monday night? It was the line, the offensive line, and horrendous penalties. Again, so undisciplined. Aaron Rodgers was not the reason they lost that game.
Here's the deal, though. I always heard this from people last year with my boy Russell Wilson. Russell's not the reason they win games. So we always said Russell's not the reason we win games. And I always said Russell's not the reason we're losing games. And now we make excuses for Aaron. Why do we make excuses for this guy who has won Super Bowl? I mean, we treat this guy like he's the next thing. He's had one Super Bowl and nothing since.
Oh, I completely agree with you that the one Super Bowl he is under with the kind of talent that he has.
Yeah.
The kind of raw talent, the accuracy that he has, which is on a level that very few quarterbacks who have played football have ever seen. He has underachieved for his career. I think you could probably get him to admit that if you really cornered him in there.
Oh, I don't think so. He's the biggest ego you've ever seen in your life, and he's getting coaches let go. He's getting wide receivers brought in, his buddy. Oh, I got the call at midnight. Oh, I'm sure you did. We move heaven and earth to appease this guy because we think he's... Who is he?
He's one of the greatest quarterbacks in the history of the NFL. I think
he is.
Yeah, he's
not even close to those guys. Not even close to Peyton Manning and those guys. Not close.
You're saying he's not close to like the top 15, 20 in the history of the NFL?
15, we're pushing it a little bit. I'm talking great QBs. The Joe Montanas, the Peyton Mannings, the Patrick Mahomes. He's not there.
I would give you that he's not there, although he's a lot closer than you're making him out to be. He is talent-wise. Now, success-wise, well, yeah, I would say that he hasn't achieved that. But you could make that case about Peyton as well. I mean, Peyton Manning with only 2 Super Bowls where he should, with the talent that he had and the talent he had around him.
The Colts were a little bleedy on defense last time I checked there for a long time.
The Colts were a perennial favorite every year for the AFC. And he lost to the GOAT, of course. I mean, that's what he would do. But do I think the Jets can salvage this? Yes. Did I see enough from Rodgers on Monday night that I thought something could happen? Yes. Devontae Adams, I think you have to admit this. Devontae Adams, even at 32 years of age, is an upgrade over Mike Williams. I mean, absolutely.
He is.
And a huge one.
Mike's getting thrown out with yesterday's fish wrap. I mean, we're disrespecting Mike Williams, who was a great player with the Chargers. I mean, this guy was a nice player, and we're treating him like he can't run routes because Aaron said he didn't run the right route when he underthrew him.
This is not an English class, nor should this show ever evolve into that. But what tense did you just use? He was this, he was that, he was this. He no longer is. Mike Williams stinks.
Well, oh, no, he doesn't stink. I'll take him right now.
You can have him.
I'll take him on the Broncos right now.
Send a draft pick over. We'll send him to you. No problem.
I'd love Mike Williams over there.
Mike Williams, have you watched the games? He drops the ball like crazy.
Well, it's kind of hard when you have to run back 5 yards when it's thrown short.
You are just such a hater on Aaron Rodgers. It is unbelievable, folks. You can't stand Aaron Rodgers.
No, I cannot. And I admitted that. By the way, can you admit the Packers are not getting the credit they deserve for unloading Aaron, unloading Devontae, actually, going with this plan? Look at where the Packers are at and what the Jets and Raiders are doing.
Yeah, I'm not a Packer fan at all, but I think you'd be a fool to not respect what that organization has done over the last 35 years. If you think about it, and again, I think Jordan Love is good. I think he's probably above average. Whether he can really sustain this, take them to a different level, I think it's possible for sure.
He's good.
I haven't seen it yet. I mean, I think it's possible based on what he did against Dallas last year. Absolutely, he's on that, that trajectory. Again, getting from that level though to getting to a Super Bowl, winning a Super Bowl, it's just not that easy. Not that many quarterbacks can do this. But what that organization has done when they've gone from Favre, then they draft Rodgers when he falls from what should have been drafted near the top of that first round into the 20s, and they let him sit there for a few years, and then they do the same exact thing.
Yeah.
A decade later with Jordan Love. Yeah, that organization is a class organization.
Underreported, though. Like, everybody wants to hammer organizations like Jerry Jones in Dallas when they do this or that, or the Jets. Packers just, maybe they got lucky, but maybe they just did it right.
They absolutely do it right, and they do it a lot of times where they get the best out of their players, and then they let them walk, right? And then they will replace, with a little bit of free agency, but they do it mostly through the draft.
Yeah, and young wide receivers.
I mean, what does that show? It shows long-term success, right? You can have these, if you just do it with free agency and a little bit of the draft, you can have a 3, 4, 5 year stretch, but then you're going to go downhill for a while, right? The Rams have done this, right? The Rams were good for a number of years, and then they have to reset because you can't keep that going in a salary cap era. And the Packers are brilliant at bringing in young talent through the draft and supplementing it with free agency and being good, at least competitive every single year.
Who wins Sunday Night Football, your Jets or Russell and the Steelers?
I think Russ is going to be rusty. I really do. I think he's going to struggle.
So you're hanging on the Jets one more time. Just go one more Aaron Rodgers interception, and then we'll come back next week.
Can't wait to come up with some new excuses for next Thursday.
I know. You better have them ready. Speaking of football, tonight, it's my Broncos and the Saints. It's coming up in 40 minutes about Broncos-Saints. What do we say about Bo Nix tonight? He's a first-round pick, right? He's going up against Spencer Rattler, a fifth-round pick. What if Bo doesn't play as good as Spencer? We'll discuss next.
This is the Nate Brown.
There's nothing like it. Not for hundreds of miles in any direction. A gathering space for all kinds of people from all kinds of backgrounds. To share, to revel, to stand together and celebrate life's greatest moments.
We are number one, so you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
October is Renewal by Anderson's United Against Cancer campaign, and when Renewal offered to pay for employees' radon testing and mitigation, several Renewal team members found radon in their homes. Deb was one of them, and she always wondered how she got breast cancer. Radon causes cancer. It's linked to Parkinson's, Alzheimer's. Radon is a killer.
People don't know about radon. They don't know what a killer it is, and they don't know how cheap it is to have it tested.
From all of us at Renewal by Anderson, please get a radon test now. It could save your life.
Do you have a financial game plan for your life? Hi, this is Lee Cruz, your local trusted New York Life agent here in Rapid City. My passion is helping you put the pieces in place for your family to make sure your game plan is a success. For over 175 years, New York Life has been helping people like yourself take action in securing their future. Don't wait, take action and Google Lee Cruz New York Life or call 605-360-8804. We will work together on putting your family first.
High school football action continues Friday right here on Fox Sports Rapid City. With just 2 weeks left in the regular season, the Rapid City Central Cobblers return home to battle the 5th-ranked Sioux Falls Jefferson Cavaliers at O'Hara Stadium. Join Dean Gurr and me, Jerome Wickersham, for all the action, beginning with the pregame show at 5:45, followed by the kickoff at 6. Catch the Cobblers and the Cavaliers Friday right here on Fox Sports Rapid City.
Stuck in a state of falling behind? Struggling to keep up with your kids, your finances, your insurance, your life? This is State Farm Agent Matt McCormick. Let me help you simplify and get to a better state. With me handling your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time to handle everything else. Even more money, too. because adding State Farm policies can earn discounts that could add up to 40%. Call me, State Farm agent Matt McCormick, and get to a better state with State Farm. 348-0464.
Hear every big play, every touchdown, and every win.
South Dakota State is the king of the FCS.
The Jackrabbits hit the road to face North Dakota State. Join us live this Saturday. Our coverage begins at 5, right here on your home for the defending national champion, South Dakota State Jackrabbits.
This is your home for the Jacks, Fox Sports Rapid City.
You're listening to The Nate Brown Show, also streaming right now on X. Follow us and watch the show live at Nate Brown Show.
Welcome back in the Nate Brown Show. Glad to have you on board. Thursday edition. You'll get used to this. It's happy hour in the second hour with Rob Kegron, and it feels good, man. Thursday night football, getting set for an unbelievable weekend of football. College slate's outstanding. SDSU, NDSU, we got to watch that one. You got Texas, Georgia. You got Huskers, Indiana earlier in the day. And then look at the NFL slate. Starting with Thursday night football tonight at the Skybox downtown, Rapid City's premier sports bar. It's right above the Firehouse. Broncos Saints will be on tonight. And I've got to ask this because people have said, how do you feel about Bo Nix? I'm a Broncos guy. We got the Broncos mini helmet we put on display here. How do I feel about Bo Nix? Where's the Bo leaving chart? I came up with this Bo leaving chart. And Matt Kearney sends me the update every week, and I have to tell him where I want him to put the graphic. I'm at 60%. That's not 50-50 like, oh, it could go either way. 60%. I've seen some promise, and then I've seen 27 yards passing through 3 quarters, and I go, what's Sean Payton doing? Is Sean going to go into New Orleans tonight and keep the handcuffs on Bo? So I'm trying to determine how long do you give a rookie QB, Rob, to determine if he's your franchise guy. I asked my audience this question. They said on Twitter, you got to give him 2 years at least. And I said, nobody's getting hardly 2 years. Bryce Young got 1 year. That's it, out the window. Kenny Pickett, he didn't get much in Pittsburgh. Will Levis is in Tennessee. He's through a year and a little bit. They're about ready to bail on him. You get it 17 games. Can you tell if Bo's going to be good by that time?
I think that question can only be answered when you understand the dynamics of each particular team. I don't think it's the same standard for every quarterback. And why I say that is some of these guys are, and I hate saying it like this, but I got to be blunt. Some of these guys are set up to fail, right? They are set up to fail by having a poor offensive line, by having bad coaching schemes, by not having talent around them that they can really do anything with. And so, Bryce Young, right, certainly did not play well last year, right? But you had Frank Reich as his coach, right, for 11 games. Then they fired him, had an interim. Now they go to Dave Canales. Canales stays with him for 2 games or 3 games, and then he moves on from him. Well, how do can I really evaluate Bryce Young when there's that much turmoil? And this is a guy who had a lot of promise coming out of Alabama. And what did he have there? A lot of stability and structure. And now you're going into the NFL, and it's a complete mess, right? So I don't...
Bo Nix is going to have Sean Payton. He's going to have structure. He's going to have a coach who believes in him. Can we tell if Bo is the man by the end of this season or if he's the next Drew Lock?
I generally agree with whoever told you that it takes about 2 years. I think they should have 2 seasons under their belt to really figure it out. What you'll start to notice, and hopefully you start seeing signs of this by the end of the first season, but is the game slowing down for them, right? Are they making good decisions? Are they reading defenses? Are they not throwing the ball where they shouldn't? Are they throwing it away when they need to? Are they tucking it and running and not fumbling the ball? Are they feeling pressure? I think you start to see that by the end of the first year, but I think it takes 2 full seasons to get up to NFL speed.
You're going to give Bo Nix 2 full seasons with Sean Payton.
I mean, you invested a top draft pick on the guy, right? Are we going to write him off? I mean, I've watched the games. I've seen signs of life from this guy already.
You wrote Russell Wilson off after a Hall of Fame career. You wrote him off after 1 year with Nathaniel Hackett.
Well, again, that was terrible as well, right? He wasn't necessarily set up for success either. But Russell Wilson was already on the down part of his career. Even in the last couple of years in Seattle, he wasn't as good as he had been, right? This is a rookie. Now, he's a little bit older for a rookie, so, giving him, I wouldn't give him any more than 2 years, but I think you have to give him that kind of time when you're drafting a first-round pick.
So it'll only be 10 years, then, of losing seasons for the Broncos missing the playoffs by the end of the second year.
You might not miss the playoffs this year. You go out there and win tonight, you're 4-3 all of a sudden.
Well, tonight, I will say, what do you say tonight? If they win tonight, I think you have to. He's going up against Spencer Rattler, 5th-round pick. Now, Bo should outplay him, right?
Theoretically, absolutely. He should absolutely outplay him.
Sean Payton said, this is my guy. He should outplay him big time. He doesn't even have his top wide receivers either. Spencer Rattler doesn't.
Olave's hurt and Shaheed is hurt. Yep.
Broncos defense is really, really good. So, Bo, this should be the night. Big game, big win. You're 4-3.
It's a short week. I would imagine Payton, I think he'll be conservative. I do not think he'll be airing the ball out here. I think this is a defensive game. You have to pressure a true rookie quarterback who was never expected to play this year, right? You have to go, and Vance Joseph has to go all out and make this guy uncomfortable and win a sloppy 13-10 game.
Oh, boy. So
watch, of course,
Sean Payton's going to be conservative. How about that news flash from Rob Gagron? I mean, this has been the most conservative. He's last in every passing metric in the first half, Bo Nix is. The offense is last in every passing stat in the first half because Sean Payton's scared about him making mistakes or something. Let him play. Let him improvise. I think Bo can actually play when he's loose, not wondering if Sean's going to beat him over the head making the wrong play. That's what he did to Russell Wilson. Open it up tonight. We're coming back. One more hitter. I've got to ask you, what World Series matchup is really the one you want to see? We'll wrap it up with that next.
Save big money on your door project right now at Menards. Update your home with beautiful Mastercraft doors. Mastercraft has been building high-quality doors for over 50 years. Choose from our great in-stock selection or design your door your way with our free step-by-step design program, online or in-store. Save big on your new door at Menards and check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
How do you make everyone's favorite buffet even better? How do you make the country's best chicken even more exciting? How do you make Thursday the best night ever? Wing night at Pizza Ranch. Boneless and traditional. A variety of sauces. All the wings you want, plus all your other buffet favorites. The country's best wing night is here, taking flight Thursday nights on the buffet. Only at Pizza Ranch. Pizza Ranch, everyone's favorite buffet.
Building your Black Hills dream? Builder's First Source in Rapid City, Spearfish, and Hot Springs has you covered. Top quality materials, product expertise, all your building needs in one place for materials and services. Just stop in or start at BLDR.com. That's BLDR.com. Builder's First Source. Build it.
Hi, I'm Bill at Wire for USA. If you're looking for internet, TV, security systems, or cell booster systems, why would you look at a company that only gives you one choice for each of these systems? Wire for USA offers it all. Viasat, Hughes, CenturyLink, Dish TV, DirecTV, Wilson cell booster systems, and now Starlink and EchoStar internet systems. Starlink and EchoStar are the newest, the fastest, and the strongest satellite internet made. No limit, no contract. Wire for USA has it. Call 605-341-5361. Whatever your home or business needs are, call Wire for USA for the products and the service. You don't need training wheels with our system. Connect to the future with Wire for USA at 605-341-5361. We are hometown, we are South Dakota, and we do appreciate your business. 605-341-5361. See us at our new location, 710 North La Crosse Street in Rapid City.
It's Slottoberfest at Tin Lizzy Gaming Resort, and we've got hot seats 7 days a week, all month long. Be here Monday through Thursday for free 50 hot seats from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. There's $50 winners every 30 minutes. Then Friday and Saturday is all about Slottoberfest, with $100 hot seats twice an hour from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. Finish it off on Sunday with 12 more hours of free 50 hot seats from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. It's Slottoberfest all month long at Tin Lizzy Gaming Resort.
Hi, it's Nate Brown for Black Hills Community Bank. If you run your own company or you're looking to start a small business here in the Black Hills, you want to make sure you choose the right banking partner. And I know the right choice for business is Black Hills Community Bank. They have plenty of banking options to suit your specific needs. And Black Hills Community Bank is here to help business owners thrive and to make sure you have the support and tools to help your business grow. Just contact one of their business loan experts today or visit bhcbank.com. Member FDIC.
From high school to college to the pros, from Rapid City to Sioux Falls, the Nate Brown Show is South Dakota's sports talk show.
Show live. Glad you're here. I'll tell you what, we've had a great week launching the show across the state. Appreciate everybody in Sioux Falls listening, and of course throughout the Black Hills on Fox Sports Rapid City. We are live, 2 hours, thought-provoking sports talk, covering everything from high school to college to the pros, and we will be back next week. Rob Tegron in studio for happy hour every Thursday here in the second hour. Good stuff. I'm going to Las Vegas this weekend, Rob Tegron. In Las Vegas, I'm going to watch the Eagles. I have never seen the Eagles. They were in South Dakota quite a few years ago. I didn't see the show. I'm going to the Eagles at the Sphere, taking in some sports betting, just a touch, you know.
A little bit jealous, Nate, I got to be honest. This is a heck of a sports weekend. I mean, there are so great college games, a really good NFL slate. You have the baseball playoffs and the LCSs. I mean, there's not much better than a weekend in Vegas with all those games on at the same time.
Okay, so I've got to go to this question about baseball. Baseball's happening. Yankees just tied it up, by the way. Yankees just tied it up against the Guardians. They were up 3-1. Now Yankees tied it up late, 3-3. I've got to ask you, you're a New York guy, but you're a Giants fan. It's a long story, everybody. Yeah. He's all over the map. But Yankees-Mets could match up here. There's still a series left. Mets trying to battle back with the Dodgers. Do you want the Yankees-Mets? What do fans want to see? Dodgers, a huge brand, against the Yankees. We all know people want the Yankees. I mean, whether you love them or you're going to root against them. So you want Yankees. What's the real matchup that captivates the country, not just your hometown of New York City?
Yeah, New York would absolutely go crazy again for a Subway Series. The last one was 2000, obviously 24 years ago. To me, there's a clear-cut answer here. It's Dodgers-Yankees, right? We haven't seen that in, 3 decades or something like that. Dodgers-Yankees, these two great coasts. And then, to me, it's really about Ohtani, Judge, Garrett Cole. These are the stars of baseball right now. And if you're telling me I can watch Ohtani in his first ever playoffs makes it to the World Series, and it's Ohtani against Judge, I mean, I don't think you can ask for much more than that.
Okay, so you go Dodgers, Yankees, the fan favorite. We'll see where it goes. Yankees just tied it up. We'll keep an eye out. My Broncos on tonight. Rob Tegron in every Thursday. It's happy hour on the Nate Brown Show. Thanks for listening to the Nate Brown Show podcast going up right now. The Dakota Marker. Good luck this weekend. See ya.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Our locally owned Ace stores are committed to helping our neighbors and our communities. And because we're in the neighborhood, we can deliver almost anything you need. So shop in store or online for whatever your home or yard needs. Choose from top brands.